Okay, the recording has begun. Back to, Munder. It's a venture on the sea. Alcavia, yeah, nothing here. Okay. Yeah. Heading toward to get the submarine. Absolutely riveting, ain't it, chat? Should just investigate the hold, curiosities, affection of honey, of prisoners' honey, okay. 13 damage, that's probably gonna be a problem long term, but thank you for the follow. Yeah, I get the feeling this is a, submarine zone. Do I still have that, fresh news? Yeah, recent news. Interesting, interesting. Okay. What? Alright, I never, turned up the, yeah, no. Okay, so I'm too far left to the, whatever it's called. And I went into a little thing there. I think Vela is, or whatever, currently leveling, yeah. 40, 40, 36, 30, and Okay. Adam's Way on a bed of monumental ruins. Warehouses and way stations of shroom timbers rise. Near Adam's Way, all ships that approach Adam's Way are intercepted by the gracious, the Presbyter's splendidly headdressed coast guards. A quaint but unavoidable tradition governs entry. You must tell them one of three stories. In return, you will be permitted to spend a single day in the port. Wait, no. Palmerston. Tale of Hell. The Presbyte has never explained its interest in devils. They are keen to hear what you learn in Mount Palmerston. An unfinished tale. The gracious are always eager to learn, always eager for news from London. A new day. Is their interest strategic, or do they just enjoy hearing about London's miseries? Regardless, they permit you to dock. The day has just begun in the town square. A yellow-robed priestess plants a seed in a bed of black soil. No sooner has she patted down the soil than a tiny shoot pokes forth. By mid-morning it will be a sapling. By lunchtime a budding tree. By evening's end it will wither and fall. You must be back on your ship before then. To the south, the Elder Continent and the 72 cornucopian kingdoms of the Presbyte. Are the stories true? Rivers of honey, castles of ivory. Who can say foreigners, that's you, are forbidden from the interior? The closest we get is Adam's Way. A shouting, feasting, thieving rite of a port. The opportunities available may change as they progress. Visit an exhibit of Presbyte curiosities. Assist as an amnesic hospital. Listen to a storyteller. An advocate broker has commission. Sit by the tree of a single day and let the hours pass. The Presbyte adventuress. A tall woman in a salt-cast Royal Navy uniform is methodically shooting giant land snails off a chunk of a fallen statue. For this insignificant price of a single echo, the somber showman will lay the wonders of the Elder Continent directly at your feet. Listen to a storyteller. Ignore the gaudy entertainments intended to defraud visitors. Pass the street hawkers. They will only tell you what you want to hear. Shun the tavern gossip, most of which is fabricated by the Mithridate office, the Presters propagandists. Against me, port report. The buzzing of bees. Climb the stairs, cut into the hill, sit at the foot of the bee-caped stone columns, and they will shield you from the southern mountain heat. Be quiet, listen, old storytellers share the shadow. The Presbyte is on the verge of declaring the dawn machine a blasphemy. London's bureaucracy is riddled with the children of the thief of faces. An expedition of foreigners recently put to shore to the west, then went south in search of the garden. They were discovered and given to the Red River. Catch a nut that falls from the tree of a single day. Picking them from a branch is forbidden, but fallen ones are useless. You'll need to intercept it between the roof and the ground. A matter of luck. An advocate and that whatever broker has a commission. His client has a task of modest but scriptural significance. He is conducting interviews. He meets you on the balcony of a shoreside coffeehouse. His handshake is effusive. His smiling cummerbund are broad. He urges you to squares of sticky baklava and a tiny glass of black coffee sweetened with a sprig of mint. I trust you won't mind answering a few questions he asks, opening a notebook to ensure we're on the same page, so to speak. The interview is scandalously personal. What business has he to ask such things? Well, I wish I didn't spin that secret. Now, time for the fruitless. The branch is too far, the nut too small, your hand too slow. When it strikes the paved square, the nut bursts into brief, pointless life. Threadlight shoots squirm out, groping for water. Desperate roots claw at a crack in the stone. It's no good. Its strength spent. The shoot browns, stiffens, and expires. You know, this doesn't say a tall woman. Yeah. You approach. She lines up another shot. Good afternoon, madame. Looking for a gunnery officer? I'd like to help you blow up monsters if you'll have me. Welcome aboard. Oh, hello, Captain. Is this one of yours? I had to knock her about a bit. She didn't like taking orders from foreigners. Still, we're good friends now. The adventurous claps the black-eyed sailor on the back. Oddly, they do seem to be friends now. Okay. Assists at the Cynic Hospital. It stands apart from the board on a lonely Z-side bluff. A dusty track, you climb the dusty slope. Carry waters in the chapel of pyres, where patients in their final throes rave on stone beds. Animasic is a rare disease of the Elder Continent, a slow combustion of the soul, gradually baking the vital organs. Poets suffer worse than most, lovers worst of all. The blistered monks who run the hospital will accept any assistance. Assist the cloisters, where the monks catalog the patient's dispositions, particularities, and progress. That's a page, so no. Carry the water in the chapel fires. A narrow escape. A tattooed patient croaks his last secret, kept hidden all his life. His lips are cracked, his skin is dry as paper. You draw close to listen. He shudders, he breathes a final torn breath, his mouth hot as a oven door. A monk drags you away. The soul burns most fiercely when the body dies. Get too close, and your own might catch light. Is it hot in here? Attend a funeral. Someone write you is needed. Let's see the exhibition of Prescribed Curiosities. You head towards the right to grant your crew shore leave. The signs of entering his entertainment bristles with exclamation marks. In person, he is more circumspect. Grant your crew shore leave, visit the grotesque, attend the Cabinet of Curiosities. A sign outside the tent reads, explore the natural and unnatural wonder of the Elder Continent. An impossibility catches your eye. Visit the Cortesque today, an example of the changed. Those intemperate souls who dared improve on the Almighty's design. Behold a gentleman in possession of a particular personal enhancement. Glad you could surely pay for them to spend an improving day at the exposition. I'll go with Cabinet Curiosities. Nourished. Here in a glass case, a rose grows from a stone. The stone is real, the rose is real. What nourishes it? The somber showman peers over your shoulder. Was planted for long from the mountain, and bask for the summer in its light. What need has it for water now, or air? Turn to your ship. The day's over, it's time to return to your ship. The gracious combs the streets, ushering visitors politely back to the dock. Okay. Okay, I feel like first and second speed still does the... Oh, are you kidding me? Crying Harriets where the blue prophets called the names of those about to die. On the horizon, a sickly yellow light glimmers for a moment, then fades. Yeah, I really wish the Z-Bat was auto-cast. Alright, I have a new gunner. 6 iron, 3 bales, 8 iron, okay. Yeah, I need the sack of coffee beans, and it's another secret, so yeah. Of course, before I died my untimely death, but expected death, last run, I did see a place that sells secrets, which is peculiar. Very peculiar. Oh, hell no. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... upgrade the ship to the one with less hold capacity, but feel the wind, dampen the veins, do what you can. Lost to crew, lost in hull. Okay. that was, that didn't workshop. Complete phase 2. We brandished the pilfered zonar schematics, the engineers cheer. They set to work immediately. Your ship is docked at the workshop and concealed beneath the SNF rings. Beneath hammers ring, drills whirl. Mechanics argue, reconcile, improvise. From the outside, your ship looks largely unaltered, but inside, new pipes gleam. A satisfying lever stands by the helm, surrounded by an array of mysterious gauges and dials. This extends the shell hull, a weary engineer explains. Don't pull it until you're out at sea. The fierce philanthropist offers you a sherry. We've done it, she says, to your new journeys, the dam wherever they may lead. If you trade the ship in for another, your chief engineer will automatically apply the submarine conversion process to your new vessel. Future captains can attain a submarine conversion by returning to Port Caroline. They will not have to repeat the quest. Assist a specialized collector. A dapper gentleman lounges by a shoot of flowers, admiring butterflies, with a predatory gleam in his eye. Would you help him find the quarry of a lifetime? A man of pin and jars. With a satisfied nod towards your ship, the incomparable Aurelian slips the butterfly into a killing jar. He explains as the vibrant orange wings beat against the glass. You've been beneath the waves, I see. I trust you've seen tine-rid moths as well. Fine creatures, but nothing compared to the regal kin, the moss moth. I know where to find it, and with your ship, we can see it hatch. He gazes down at the butterfly, now still. Take me down to the undercrow, and I'll show you something worth preserving forever. Yeah, no. Let's go with Home Away from Home. They import the dollies from London, but the tea is local, blue and smoky. The crumpets are warm, the tablecloth white. You could almost imagine you were back in the Villa Garden, except for the tiger lounging on a divan. It laps tea from a zorbo and complains about the recent nostalgic trend in poetry. Okay, I would only do that once. Where's the, underground? Yeah. Shops. Got a fuel, salt, fuel. Alright. The map is now twice the size. Oh, really? That's where they, you know, it's a really shame that they didn't have, like, a underwater. Or a crab carcass. The corpse of a vast crab is sunken into the Z floor. Its shell is vivid saffron, the water around it luminescent. Investigate the corpse. The crab is both alike and unlike others of its species. Go. Terrible luminescence. You don a diving suit and approach the shining shell. Gold light pours into your eyes. You see turning wheels of fire. You hear the endless tick of grinding gears. When the light fades, the darkness is deep as molten as morning enveloped it. Oh, okay. I failed. Oh, the sonar is automatic. Yeah. Alright, wonderful. I have a secret. Lights glance past the windows. Another. I'm ahead. I'm ahead out. Mist of the sea of autumn. Get into the heart. It's not unusual to find yourself unsuspected tears. Okay. So let us return to London. Very carefully though. Extremely carefully. Alright. Eat, drink, be merry. The philosophers of the college are not hospitable, but this whole shoreline is bursting with fruit and edible fungus. Reach up and it falls into your hand. Pick it up and it's already fermented. An explosion of taste. Tart morels and moral tart. The salty tang of seaweed stew, a crawling berry that the locals assure you is a motile plant. Yeah, I read that last time. An intense stare. There's a gentleman watching you rather closely. He may be mumbling to himself. Well-intended questions. Then polite investigator shakes your hand with extreme vigor. Good day, madame. When do we leave port? Can your ship outrun the Khan's best? Not that you'll have to, but it'll be comforting to know that you could. Take his hint. He needs to escape, and you can get him away. His incessant questions are irritating. You don't want him aboard. Take his hint. I welcome myself aboard. Where is my bunk? He heads up the plank before you. He continues talking, expecting you to keep up. The Congenians, whatever, didn't seem to like me asking questions. Not many people do. It's made me unpopular in most ports, but there's still one I haven't tried. Could you take me to Hideaway? It's beneath the waves, on the back of a gigantic beast. You cannot miss it. Job's done. So, what's the bet I'm gonna die? Alright, let's go, let's go. Yeah, another reason why I can't use the transform ship all that often. It, doesn't fill in the map. And in all honesty, that's kind of an important thing. Laughter from the foredeck. makes sense, but you know, makes me want to use the bat even less. What's R? Is R anything? Oh, it's repair, yeah. I'll grab that, hold on, do I have a... Well, it's not like Doom Call is star, you know, picky about anything, so yeah. An electric shimmer into the air. Storm is watching, the sailors would say. Excellent, excellent. That's now there is that one underwater place right outside the London port, so yay. We have entered a fog bank, our gunners struggle. Okay. There's a crab. Please turn around. Thank you very much, good sir. Listen. It's a potential one shot, okay? The crab didn't know what hit it. Dissect it for knowledge. A crab full of conundrums, you stick to work with your knives. In essence, it's an undistinguished adolescent specimen of Metalopolis, one of the deep-sea crab species, but its eyes, normally vestigial in these tarantula-like beasts, are large and rather beautiful. The golden glow is almost gone now, although sparks leap now and then into your knife. Oh, clear. I have to set every enemy once then, I guess, for the pages. That's fairly interesting, ain't it? Which I suppose means if you do keep the chart, that's the only way to get pages easily. To get the secrets. Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm just gonna... Okay, collect messages from the Harbor Master. All the clutter and song in the dockside soothes the soul. Are there messages for you? Considering a specialist surgeon, employ the calendar here. Your talents can very well employed on your vessel. Look aboard, she comes with a bag full of knives and her own personal sharpening staff. Don't touch these, don't let anyone else touch them. London. No, I have a secret, okay, yeah. More crew, maybe. Put your ship to dock. Crew supposedly waits for me, but no. Cramped and less hull capacity, but less weight. Corvette is double the weight, same crew, double the hull. 5 more corners. Another gun. Okay, I want to go fast though, but that iron bonus though. Mirrors and veils is pretty good though. That's like less than half the weight, a third the weight of what I currently have. Oh, it also has a forward too. Yeah, interesting, interesting. I would consider this one, but let's go with this one. Beatrice, good enough. Good enough as any. Forward and auxiliary. And that's more. Okay. 50. All out of 50. Okay. Need one more of those. Alright. Did this? Okay, while I'm here. Surgeons. Forward, auxiliary. No after yet, though. Haven't come across any, Okay. I thought it was 100 here, but slightly under that, unfortunately. Yeah, I would want to include that. Deck weapon, forward weapon, aft weapon, okay. That doubles my, stagger. Okay. That's also an aft. I have this, so yeah. Royal Navy thing here, so it's 24, 24. This one is 20 and 28 life damage. Let's try this one, need torpedo, which I'm just gonna go with this one. Well, at least it will like double ship damage, but that kind of annoys me, but whatever. No, that UI updated, excellent. Story, London, visit their Admiralty Survey Office. Okay, guide is Morn. Excellent, gain 1 fuel. Station 3? Yeah. Government Canal, yeah. Pigment Island. I'm not entirely certain I heard you correctly. Are you quite certain this is the report you wish to make? So be it. Baron Republic, excuse me, I need to unlock this. Oops, and this. Could you place your report inside? Yes, I imagine someone will read it eventually. There's always someone. Oomph. I didn't expect that to happen. London. Pass on strategic information. Submit port reports is what I wanted. Mangrove Cove, yes, those money philosophers. Oh, do tell. Board current line. You know, so I sometimes wonder whether that place was a good idea. I didn't say that. The Grand, yes, of course, we're generally quite well informed on that topic, but since you're here, perhaps you may as well let us know what your own impressions were. The Admiralty official takes notes scrupulously, but with an expression of mild terror, like a novice vivisector watching with the scalpel. The rest of the office studiously busy themselves with other tasks. Items way. Download content. Older than what? A pile of mithridite. Nonsense if you ask me. Assault mines. Bizarre. Always takes an interest in that place. How much? Oh. Wow. Rose Wharf? No, no, no. Your lodgings, read the morning paper. The flare. Let's be honest, I never use the flare. News from abroad. The kind of saw, yeah. Visit your study. Western Seaside Mansion. Let's do this. It's right there. Yeah. Lost the menacing yearning. Visit your study. Do 7 secrets. 1 captivating treasure. One supply. 7 lamentable relics. Okay. 7 secrets. Serene aquarium. 1 life specimen. Monstrous almanac. 7 outlandish artifacts. 7 secrets. 7 strange cats. 7. Yeah, 7 captivating treasures. And all that shit. Okay, story, London. Don't need that. Carousel and Wolfstein Dog. Visit the university. Quite indeed. The university has an inexhaustible appetite for secret Z specimens and other tidbits of esoteric lore. Provided a secret to prove yourself worthy of entry. Quite impressed. Oh yes, the university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh yes, this is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to you. He explains, teeth glinting. Remember your distant shore. Got 2. Got 1Z story. Lamentable relic. Now seeing the grandma. Yeah. Leave. Continue. Okay. Rose Wharf. Tattooed. Refresh. A bespectacled visitor wants watchful curio. I feel like I actually had that in like one of my runs before, but I wish there was a way to store shit. I'm just gonna sell that. Bought a spider silk too. That I'm gonna hold on to because, well, you know how this works. Does take up hold? I forget. Hold. No. No, it does not. This is cheating. Absolutely cheating. And they really should have put a limit on that. But, they didn't. Hold on, do I have shipyard, shops, where's the, we'll stack in stand, buy beans, and let's get stories done. Invite her to dine with you. Captain's cabin, isn't it? Alright, but I want a coffee sorbet for dessert. What? I like coffee sorbet. Sorbet? Is that sorbet? Or sorbet? No, that's H-E-R-B, isn't it? So sorbet? 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 No sorbet? No dinner. Excuse me, someone's caught on fire again. A pleasant evening. Yes, I was in the Navy. Did you think I'd stolen the uniform? I retired before they threw me out. She grins and spoons more sorbet onto her plate. I'm older than I look. We're all older than we look to you people. Officers, gunnery, speak to. Invite her to dine with you again. 25%. I got an idea, she says, sobered and arm wrestling. Yeah, that's you. Invite her to dine with you. Does she wield a fork the way she wields surgical instruments? Besides bite sizes, the cooked flesh arrives still in its shell. From the claws, 8 legs, body, and head, she renders a dozen neat bite-sized piles of shredded flesh, sutured with a mushroom, or pinned together with a needle of chitin. Perhaps she has missed a calling as a chef. She denies it. My mother was the child of a surgeon in the first city. You might say that knife work runs in the family. There is a wicked, quirking smile at the corner of her mouth. Then there are rumors about my father. She would deny there any truth in those. Need a strange catch to continue that proposition. Despite her ironical eye, she works with 2 scalpels at a time, or with a scalpel and a tinned instrument, pruning open the flesh she's working on. Her operations are brisk and yield little blood. You, I need a searing enigma. You, I can... Oh, I need more supplies now. Anyway, let me turn in that last port report. Port report. Quaker's Heaven. Yeah. Strategic information. Shops. 14. And that's full. Snack and exchange. Now that I'm full, I at least can do check to make sure there's nothing. Yeah, okay. Speak to him. Invite the cannoneer to dine with you. I've had enough to eat, thank you. I don't eat much, but I like to demonstrate some ideas I've had. Can you meet me on the afternet at 8 bells? Flowers aflame. The cannoneer has found a way. Damn, that's half my hold capacity. What? Lost in fuel, gained 1 tail of terror, 77 fragments, gained 1 iron, traveled to Dumox Island, lost 5 torpedo components, lost 5 supply, okay. The cannoneer has found ways to calibrate your weapons for additional death and explosions. When the smoke clears, however, it is impossible to deny the risk and expense of most of these strikes is a little too great. Only a couple of minor modifications are safe to use. But do you know, the cannoneer says, squinting thoughtfully, it reminds me of a story. The Iron Misery Company were testing something, destroyed one of their outlying stations, destroyed it to bits. If you can find me the prototype, I can make it work for us. Can you take me to Demox Island? I used to know the factor there. He might talk. Okay, excellent. A little gift. 15 points of space in the hold. A little gift. A very fine evening to you, Captain. My what you call mentor is very fond of adventures, Z captains, and he would like to offer you what you might call a disposition, on account of he is so fond of Z captains. Behind the blind bruiser on the dock stands a dairy piled high with fuel and supplies. Accept this disposition. Do make sure you have 15 points of space in the hold, or come back later. It would be embarrassing to have to leave it on the dock. Exactly enough. Brilliant calculation. A courteous nod. Well, my patron hopes that you find these little gifts to your liking. He expects that perhaps someday you might choose to call on him at the Medusa's head. Should that day come, we'll make you very welcome and give you any safe conduct, what you might require. Good evening to you. He salutes and is gone. 10 fuel, now 14. You now have 5 supply. You accepted the proposal. You now have 1 times menace suspicion. Launchings of London. Cruise. Yeah. Perhaps not. Okay, I'm going with we're done. I feel faster already. Turns out the right way to go fast was actually to, switch to the ship instead of buying a new engine. Home warm Windows company. Peace. Thoughts of home come at the strangest of times. Then polite investigator's questions. Then polite investigator approaches you, smiling. Now we're safely submerged. I have a question, madame. I discovered that's how the crew members are attracted to you. Would you become intimate with any? If so, who? How would you engage, and why haven't you indulged yet? Refuse to reply. Respond with a secretive smile. Threaten to keel him. Eye him hungrily. Refuse to reply. This is not a topic you wish to speak about with him. Respond with a secretive smile. Let him draw his own conclusions. Threaten to keel him. Does he want to play the voyeur? If so, you can arrange for him to be jettisoned from the submarine and dragged along. Maybe he can peek through a porthole and find an answer himself. Respond with a secretive smile. Raising questions, then investigator nods. That tells me everything I need to know. The investigator nods. That tells me everything I need. I know where to make follow-up inquiries. But before I go, I like some specifics. I already had some theories about your predictability. Would you confirm some of the details? The sonar is picked on water sound limits in the north. Low but yeah, I think that's just what I was referring to there. Dock. Low Barrett, a sunken church with a docking port. Sediment has built up against the lower walls, and long ago choked neglected crypts and crooked tombstones. The interior is sealed, yet the deep peals of the tower's bell can be felt even through the submarine's hull. Trade stories with the congregation. Explore the church. What goes on here? What brings its congregation together? Unlocked with no more than port report. Submarine service. There's no pulpit. The organ has spent broken pipes, but the low planet is still a house of worship of some sort. Groups of sailors gather in aisles. The choir benches are clean and face a makeshift stage. Lanternized fish pass behind colorful windows of stained glass. The door to the bell tower is guarded by two burly vergers. The tridents are a nice touch. Trade stories with the congregation. Your appearance and attention, attract attention. They're eager for new tales. Witness at a contest of stories. The congregation is gathered before the altar. A ceremony, but they seem to be two preachers. Let's go to as high as 7 then. At low but at everyday animosities are set aside in the pursuit of a fine tale. Kaigan traders mingle with Royal Navy deserters, well-mantled pirates, and rubbery men. There is an air of anticipation and tolerance for embellishment. Speak of Anthe, its memory still gleams. Speak of Hideaway, there is little need to exaggerate. Speak of Nook, focus on something besides his illicit comrades. Speak of Rosegate, it is an exceptional cigar stop. Speak of Sherman, Sander. You'll have to relate the carvings to your audience somehow. Speak of Undercrow. The trick is to tailor the tales to the audience. Speak of Rock. If nothing else, you can warn them not to visit. Not for now. So basically go to every one of the 7 stops. And the Undersea. Witness the contest of stories. A competition is in progress. A voluble visitor tells of the Sideways Regiment, a plunderous legion of trained crabs. First they present a mighty collected shell, then comes the onslaught of 1,000 nippers. Why, I only escaped thanks to a timely cloud of ink from my squid, which I befriended for precisely such an occasion. The unlikely story wins the claim of the congression, whilst her rival slumps disappointed. The visitor waves her top hat and proceeds to the bell tower. Its doors close behind her. Ask about the competition. What kind of contest is won by nonsensical lies about crabs? Follow her into the bell tower. What is in there? Wild riches or just a good buffet? Buffet? Whatever. It's buffet with a T at the end. A regular listener. You approach an apprehensive seaman who's staring into the distance, perhaps imagining marching ranks of crustaceans. You ask what happened here. The competition, the best story wins. Captain says it's all in the delivery, but you need a fine yarn to spin too. When you inquire about the winner's reward, the gaze turns wistful. If they're lucky, they'll get taken up. Wish I had a story to tell. I'm not gonna bother following her into a clock tower. That sounds like asking for trouble. The congregation is breaking up for now. Chimes, a few souls linger, gazing at the closed doors of the bell tower. You have just turned away when you hear the sonorous bong of the bell within. It peals repeat every few seconds before becoming abruptly muffled, then finally silent. An excited murmur runs through the congregation. Although you keep an eye on the bell tower door, the winner does not emerge. Anyway. No shop? Oh, there is fuel here. For terror. Fuel for terror. How quaint. Anyway, I'm gonna probably head back up to the surface and take a drink. Hunters keep a quiet island, a grand old house. Hunters Keep, a hump of dark rock swathed in mist like 100 other undersea islands. But here is a grand house, windows glow, lawns impossibly green and lush in the false starlight, raked gravel paths. You stand on the dock at sea, nudges the ship's side, and unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. Spy on the house. This place may not be as simple as it seems. Piano music drifts across the terrace. You peer through half-open French windows in a grand parlor, grand in size, if a little reduced in style by the dust and neglect. A dark-haired, pale-skinned young woman bends earnestly over a piano keyboard. Another fair hair, but unmistakably her sister, sprawls on the sofa with a book. A third sits by the fireplace, staring sorrowfully into the embers. Soon, she says, the piano music falters and stops. We'll go hungry and then the end will come for me, but not for you. The pianist raises her eyes from the keyboard. Hush, if we don't speak of it. She frowns. Has she seen you at the window? You withdraw. Reconnoite the island. Plunging cliffs, soft green lawns, a well tucked away in the fold of grounds. Anything else? The sea's silence. Ships rarely come here, nothing changes, even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle, the house and the sisters, but the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed at least. Present yourself at the house. They will have heard your ship come in, why hide? Knock and enter. A maid with smoldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlor, where three young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries, the next youngest chuckles, the eldest sighs. Dukes clues the indecorum, she says, visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia, the noisy one is Phoebe, the cheerful one is Lucy. You are in good time for lunch. Will you join us? I shall keep the recent news. So it's like salt, storm, stone, I think it is. Cynthia grasps your arm and whispers to you. Her eyes are wide and blue. Her hair is wild and tangled. Bats might nest in it. It seems to you that you are sitting on a hillside above a wide blue lake, listening to a story of a murder, an axe, and at blood-unscented water. Another chop? Cynthia asks. You've barely touched your food. Here, I'll have the maid wrap something up for you. You can't be hungry. It's not safe to be hungry. Okay. Iron remains unchanged at 26. Okay. Let's head north in a zigzag so I can finally drop off this tomb colonist that went on a bit of a venture. It's like, this guy's like, hey, can you just take me north? Short skip and a jump up north? Yeah. He did not go north. You're in the wild airs. Mingle with the airs of the near reaches. Denmark's gate, name for the navigator lost above. How did his bones wind up below? There, northeast. Really? This is the farthest zone it goes in? Really? Discovered Misery Funking Station. And Oxygen, Island. Right there, okay, excellent. I did not ask the Admiralty for the next strategic information location. Anyway, story. I&M has a fungal operation here, felling giant bologna shrooms for building materials, harvesting krill for its medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Of pups the fable factor. Oh, hello, Captain. Thank God for visitors. We'd go quite mad out here otherwise. Ha ha ha. Quite mad. How can we be of assistance? Stand in the... Oh yeah, I'm doing that quest too. Stand in the right place at the right time for the gnomic gala event. I don't like comedians. I am a very serious man, but we agree on one thing. Timing. That's why I'm breaking into the Factor's home and why I need you to distract him until I found a special attendee. Abandoned funger. One of the funging workers is watching your crew and watching the Calgary hair especially. What does he want? Bargain with the Factor for a secret. The irresponsible cannoneer is convinced that the Factor knows more about the weapon, the company's terrible prototype. You will need a bribe, it's only fair. Tea with the Factor. The poor fellow needs the company, and he can spare an hour away from his schedule. Explore Damox Island. Closed, crowded, thickets of walnuts and squirrel. The Iron and Misery Company fells them daily, but they grow back almost as fast. Accept a volunteer. Compile a port report. The Admiralty likes to keep an eye on Iron and Misery's activities. Business of spores. Of course, Iron and activities here don't seem that interesting. Nonetheless, record what you can. Okay. This one's the one I've done before, so whispered confidence is the tomb colonist draws you a little way away from the Calgary here. Don't tell her you met me, he says in a hoarse rasp. Her mother cut my voice. Hoped to fix it so I wouldn't be able to look for my daughter. So I wouldn't want to. He wheezes. Didn't work. Operations never completely effective. Need to know my daughters well. Happy. Finding enough patients, getting enough to eat and so forth. In exchange for the simplest news, he explains himself. I'm her father, he says. Ordinary engineer. Not the sort of parent she would want. Alright, this is gonna be something I want. Tea with the Factor, the poor fellow needs the company. An interlude, you sit on the veranda of the Factor's house, looking out over the fungal jungle and expanse of green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores, the scones are stale, even the tea has a hint of mildew. But the Factor is good company. He shares odd stories about the ice and roses of Reem, the monstrosities of the Sea of Lilies, and the little restaurant in Verdunblight, where he enjoyed the most extraordinary seafood. Verdunblight, I know, I'd never met a tomb colonist who could cook, but you must visit the place, do you know it? He also has a load to blow on his fawn, carted aboard his ship. He waves away your thanks. I've eaten so much of the stuff, I fear I might get transformed entirely into fungus. He leans confidentially towards you. It happens, you know, but one does have to eat rather a lot of it first. Okay, it's just one supply. Good. Bargain with the Factor for a secret. A shared and sword past. Even with the bride, the Factor is reluctant to talk, but it seems the cannoneer knew him in the old days, and he even more reluctant to have the cannoneer talk about the old days. Finally, he gives in. It was a place called Esteville. Do you know it? It's a striking place. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. It's east. A long ways east. We took it off all the maps. Not the maps. Not that maps. At last at Z, anyway. That's all I know. Now shall we let the past lie where it fell? A pleasant distraction. It just so happens that you bump into the Factor on his walk home. What a happy coincidence. You couldn't possibly manage this entire picnic basket by yourself. Overjoyed to have the company, he joins you on the beach for the next hour. Merrily eating sandwiches, you take your leave once you have seen the Gallivant pass by. Back on your deck, the Gallivant laughs jovially. He rubies wink in the light. Iron Misery will be sending a representative to to the contest in ports. Yes, whatever. There's a full itinerary for all the events, tailored for every attendee. I have the dictator's moves mapped. Not gonna lie, I'm tempted just to go straight back to London to get that strategic information. In fact, I'm gonna do that now. That's very... Now that I feel like I have too much supplies now, so... Yeah. Pardon me. Shepherd's Watch, the salty hitherland of London, home to Emirates, nuns, and shadowy businesses. And because money is no objective to me, because I cheated. I cheated, and I feel no shame. This game's beginning is too much of a pain. Especially with how the engines are a trap. Because the most reasonable way to go fast in this game is to upgrade your ship. Okay, collect messages, yeah. Something's changed, supply bruiser attends to business on the dock. Someone wants to sign on. Good evening, madame, and what a marvelous evening it is, if you don't mind my saying so, and given it is my impression you are a noble and guiding sort, I imagine you will not mind at all, and since you are so very obliging, perhaps you wouldn't mind making a little detour via Mount Palmerston with a few articles of cargo. If you happen to be in the area, the juryman will of course cover your expenses for the trifling inconvenience. Yeah, sure, why not? If you would be so kind to deliver this little gift to our friends in Mount Palmerston, then they will see we get to hear about it. And when you come back, we'll cover your expense. It says bon voyage, as my auntie, who was French by birth, if not by inclination, used to like to say. Continue. Your greatest smuggle souls from London to Mount Palmerston. A merchant major. I have need of a reliable agent, failing that and a vintage one. Here are requirements. An opportunity for profit. He has specific needs, but he'll pay much better than market rates, and he won't ask how you came by these things. Oh, you would do this. You absolutely would do this. Fine then. Don't let me galaxy brain that nonsense, huh? Listen, I could buy it here, but what's the math on this? Selling spider or silk? Offer you a better price, a much better. 1500 echoes for the lot. It's 21, so that's literally a 600 loss. I ain't doing that nonsense. Okay. I do have one for every one of these, so it's my turn. Permanently cured 20. Don't even have 25 points of cure. Okay. This port, speak to the agent there, and Frostbound to the north. Okay. Port reports. Hunter's Keep. Hello, Bart. Ah, yes, the congregation that worships stories. What did they tell you? They're not even questioning how I got there, huh? Demex Island, yeah, did a bunch of stuff there, and that's it. Done. Recruit, a new recruit who awaits your attention. Genial magician. The tireless mechanic. Engage a sailor, okay. Engage the genial magician. Good afternoon, madame. Perhaps I can do your engine some good. No, haha, I'm quite the engineer. Difficult to credit, isn't it? But here are my references. Good afternoon. They ready to offer my services. I'm an engineer, finest you'll ever hire. Treat my engines like my own children. Not that I have any children. Too busy. Usually too busy. Distant part of the north. Okay, this says distant part of the north, so I'm just gonna grab this guy. Rails and mirrors. Rails and oof. Oof. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Chat ain't good. I think these both give like an engine, but like this guy, some port guaranteed, but they both cost the same too. I'll go with this guy. Spot of rust, soon see to that. You there, help me with this spot of rust. Let's see, London, yep. Dry dock, hire more crew, whatever. Rose Garden, probably should have gone here first. That's like that, same as all last time. Veteran, and same as that. Yeah, lodgings, visit your study, no. Let's just get rid of all the terror. Breakfast in the breakfast room, lunch on the lawn, dinner at Dante's Grill. What exactly is it you go to see again? Oh yes, the bills. Okay, story. Yeah. Bit of dull fuel. Fill the hole with fuel. Speak to him. Invite him to dine with you. Hello. Busy now, but always got time for you. Invite him to dine with you. His taste is Spartan. He eats little, drinks only water, barely sleeps at all. So you need only to lay a simple table. An appeal. Thanks for the meal and the company. No, wine. It makes me sleepy. Oh yes, I can sleep. Too easily, that's the problem, he hesitates. There's a draught I take nightly to substitute for sleep. It works well enough, and it keeps me sane and upright. I wish I could enjoy just one night's sleep, if you could help me. We need a clay man from Polythene. We'll need a mirror catch box, and we need to go to Hunter's Keep. I'll explain when we get there. No, I'm serious. I would owe you a great deal. Mirror catch boxes are rarely sold in London, but can occasionally be found in the Conrad and occasionally elsewhere. Okay, it's either this guy or the other choice I had that gives the best engine in the game. Since it's either the top three engines are both of those guys alongside none other than the starting engine in terms of fuel economy. Because, yeah, that's just how it works, you know. Honestly, I think this fuel efficiency is absolutely better than. Yeah, we just did that. So. Fun fact, there's an achievement that I don't have that requires me to wait until that uh, oxygen bar runs out. I'm not getting that. That's gonna be the last achievement I will get if it's intentionally good. Okay, continue, yeah. Stop here, not receiving visitors, news. Visit the cellar. We will need the mechanics tells the sisters to visit your sub-cellar. Oh, that nasty place, Lucy says airily. A little harsh, hasty. Well, yes, we'll take you down there, as she smiles. But we need stories. Something alarming for Cynthia, a Z story for Phoebe, and a tale of a distant place for me. Have one. Disney Clayman, marked for London, and empty mirror catch box. Okay, anyway. Also, I forgot this was called Hunter's Keep too, so my mistake. Of course, if I was actually more efficient, I would have stopped here on the way back. So I could have used that recent news since you can only hold one at a time. Such is the failure to min-max, I guess. Wait, really? Boom. Part of the map has been filled in. Yeah. Time to take this advantage to drink some water. I did not mean to go fast there. Okay, the trouble with tomb colonists. You brought this decaying Grand North, now what? The new John. Your passenger stands soundly by the rail. Salt simply dreams, he insists. You must find my father. A fisherman's tale. Salt tells me that you'll find my father in the belly of a monstrous seal. Gods never lie. Gods never lie? That seems optimistic. But if she's right, she'll reward you for her father's return. On the deck you can hear the sounds of On the deck you can hear the sound that 1,000 bandaged dead make as they shuffle and cough. It's something like the world's most restless concert audience, or the most plague-ridden cathedral. A weak call for help. An emaciated man is slumped against the wall of the docks, sitting on a huge crate. He waves weakly at you. Oh, thank God, the dungeon apprentice gasps. I don't know how long I've been here. It's been days, weeks since I ran out of money. I've got to get back to Rosegate. Beneath the waves, his crate rumbles beneath him. Please help me. And if you had anything I could eat, you'll not only take him to Rosegate, you'll feed him too. He's clearly weak with hunger, and you can spare a little sustenance. Thank you, thank you. The Dodger Princeton springs up to embrace you, but collapses on to the dock. After seeing him debunk, you check and double-check that your crew has securely stored away his rumbling crate. Visit a certain little restaurant, a fine cuisine in Verdant Light. Now that would be something. A corkscrew street at the twisty tip of an odd little side street. Welcoming yellow light glows from the lettered windows of a restaurant. A sign reads, Vengeance of John. A beefy tomb colonist bustles up, a gray mustache pose, impertinently out from under his bandages. Come in, come in. Sample day special, office strange catch. I'm just gonna hire him. The bandaged passenger has long wish to travel, but you need to outfit the gallery to his exacting standard. Avid enthusiasm. Ah, my captain, the things we will catch, that we will consume, that we will experience. We will discover the seven sensations. You and I, the taste that one tastes with the heart. You there, sailor, careful with the bristling, raising almanac. It's worth more than your wretched soul. It's looking good there, interesting enough, interesting. Dusty wine, explore verdant light, visit the gather gossip. Yeah, yeah. I read that enough times already. Scroll down and cook hearts and pages, excellent. Speak to. Grease your hearts, dine with the my captain, come to my little gallery. Mind the pot of sauce, it is, haha, vigorous in the extreme. Dine with the no, captain, my captain. You shall dine with me. One murder salt and one strange catch. Interesting, interesting. So that's everyone I've spoken to, yeah. Old, yeah. Sinful shops. Probably should have. Yeah. Recent news, 10. Okay, what's in the hold? That, and that has a place to go. Random light. I'm just gonna do this one too. Yeah, accept the commission. Yeah. I'm sorry if you're not familiar with that one, it's just... It's a quest. Big quest. Much quest, yes. Bye-bye, bats. Little leathery corpses lie scattered across your deck. The rest of the swarm vanishes into the leafy dark. Gather up the corpses. They are succulent with stolen blood into the pot. Really? Really? That actually... I thought I actually was 31 out of 30 there. So that's why I just skipped out of that instead of reading it. Sorry, you're gonna have to pause that in the video. See what that said? Boreal reach. Is this snow? Touch it. It puffs up to vapor. Your crew huddles close to the warmth of the pipe and funnel. Shit. I'm just gonna run. Yeah, that's... Yeah. See what I mean? The House of the Question. North the Wither Town, the House of the Question stands alone. The House of the Question stands alone. Here the initiates of the house make offerings to the three gods of the deep sea, and perhaps a fourth who is not a god. It's the one place in the wither where you can sometimes get a straight answer for a price. Interesting, but bold. Ask about the drowned man. The initiates of the house are reluctant to speak of him, but you may be able to bribe them enough to get a few tenuous snippets. The law and the laws. The drowned man's brother's eye and sister gave him to the knives and the Larksea. Here we have no Larksea. What the hell is that supposed to be? Sealing wax. I'm literally coming out with seal. It's a variant of seal. It's Latin for seal. Here we have no seal, only snow. Snow come from the north. The seal comes from pain. We have it and we have it a little easier. Ernie, is this the same thing? Yes. Hold on. That is not worth 7 fragments, but good to know. Explore the town, gather intelligence, yeah. Citizens of... Wait, behind the great arch over the bay, the pale waves stretch, white and silent as the face of the moon. From here you might almost imagine there were snow. North of the city, the salt pools fizz with unlikely color. Explore the town. Gather intelligence. Surely even Wither. The citizens of Wither enjoy questions, so much so that they always answer a question with another question. This can make intelligence gathering frustrating. Are you asking for any particular reason? At what time of day? Is that your hat? Might it be 6? It could be 6. Eventually you cover together enough implications and a supposition to compose a report. Explore the town. You know, I'm just gonna... Shops? Interesting. Very interesting. Oh well, that's half of what I need. Listen, I know that can make my ship blow up, but I call this trick the Mario 1-2. 1-2, I mean. Munder Sea has no northern shore. Space is forbidden, time constraints to a single frozen instant. There is only one way north, the High Gate. You often fumble your way through the darkness. The strokers labor below as if an old sick dream. Fuel evaporates. Sailors stiffen to statues. Safety? This is not a good place to be, but at least it is a place. Frost Fun, the castle where riddles fight questions to the death. For a while there, you were somewhere beyond places. Perhaps you survived. Oh. Oh dear. Ross found towers and ramps and galleries and stairs of ice raised and spun like an architect's honeyed dream. No spider ever wove so complex a web. The towers are utterly pristine, untouched by human life, but a pitfall encampment once by the dock. Take tea at the squatters, escort to the castle. Evening. Yeah, by the way, just heads up, I'm a cheater. Frostbound. If your tires greater than 20. Yeah, fair. Fair. Speak to your reading. Speak to the weather contact instead. Okay, current report. Yeah, bickering on that. Am I aimably? Not all are reading or weather. There's the odd researcher, the occasional deranged ice sculptor. Now and then a very cold, very sad, rubbery man. But for the most part, an atmosphere of friendly rivalry reigns. Take tea with the squatters at the dock. Some of them wear the robes of Irene riddle fishers. Some look like withered menfolk, but even more ragged. But they do seem a little more practical than either of those people. Okay. A surprisingly warm welcome. Keeping the steps for the game of troops, a helpful riddle fisher explains as she fills your cup for the third time. Every year, the people of Irene and Wither meet here for, she pauses, contests. She finishes vaguely the differences between a question and a riddle. One day, someone will prove themselves enough to enter the castle. You spend a pleasant few hours while the tea is supplemented with Irene liquors, pale Withern beer, and something the riddle fisher describes blandly as snake cake. They offer you fuel and supplies before you leave. We keep enough to spare, the riddle fisher grins. From time to time, a captain gets lost and comes up here, and we always feel bad for them. I wonder how they could possibly be getting lost up there, huh? Truly a mystery for the ages. 36 or 20, 36 chance. A riddle fisher is wearing a blue and red scarf that marks him as a contact. It would be a riddle fisher. Where are the odds he'll give you a straight answer? When will the towers topple? The riddle fisher shares a series of linked riddles with you. You identify the linking factor. It's a prediction about who will win the contest between questions and riddles next year. Perhaps the Admiralty will find it useful. It's the closest thing to information about the balance of power this far north. Excellent. Finally. I'm going completely blind here, so it's why I cheated in like all this money. Just hated getting stuck in that stupid hour-long start loop over and over again. Feel like I've been through that thing 20 times and I barely have 30 hours in this game. Make a sense of memory of distant shore, that telling detail. Make sense of a Z story, that teasing hint. Make sense of the moves in the game, that hidden agenda. I feel this is the most... Yeah, I keep trying that, but every time... I mean, the one thing that made me salty, like when I started streaming this, it was like after a year of like not playing the game. So I was like, oh yeah, getting onto the bike, remembering how to ride the bike. Then as soon as I made a mistake that literally kind of made me drop the game for a year, it's like, oh right, that thing. Yeah, there's definitely levers, they just require you to get ahead. Just feels like take an hour to learn, get to the point where you can learn it. I'm gonna go with this because I feel like this is the most thematic. The bigger picture. They thought no one would recognize the pattern. They hadn't counted on you. I can just see the cork board with all the strings attached with the pins. But yeah, it's the engine thing that really bothers me. It's like, just the engines. Like how the upgrade Lambda class cutter is literally how you want to go fast in this game. Even though you would think it's the engine, and they basically feels like they hit it in the description of the shop instead of on the engine items. Can I even... Okay, I can still go fast. Okay, Frostbound, yeah, there. Anyway, I'm gonna end Sunless Sea here. Because while this is definitely a difficult point I'm at, due to my own greed, yeah, speed depends on engine and as well as ship weight. However, better, higher. Let me look at the specific terms. Engine power increases fuel consumption, and the speed that you increase doesn't feel like it makes up for the increased consumption. In fact, between this stream and the stream where I kind of just got tilted at, yeah, maybe it's on my wish list. Definitely gonna buy it when I have the cash for it. But yeah, like I was looking up, like, what's the best engine? It's like, oh yeah, the starting engine you get literally the second best engine for fuel efficiency. It's like, really, really. It's like the other like third one and the first one are basically the quest items that have fuel efficiency, which literally the only other thing that I've seen give fuel efficiency. Yeah, definitely just. It's just, yeah, it's definitely something that's requires you. Alright, I'm still recording this video, so let me just do the shill shit real quick. Or, no, let me just finish that thought. Yeah, with the Dreadnought, that makes sense with all that hold space, but at the start, it's like, I want to get to this point faster, to get through the fun story stuff. But you kind of just burn fuel at, like, exceptionally more rate when you're barely making money, and you already feel like you're kind of scraping by. But yeah, anyway, shill shit for the video, and follow my Twitter, follow my Twitch, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and that's it.